Hello, hello, hello. Today I'm going to discuss about some MCQ which have been come. It is and so first of all, I'm going to discuss about some about the previous year question which have come in the NEET exam. So let's begin with the Kingdom Monera. So first question. So first question is the first question is the first question is the hereditary material. You can read the question and answer and write in the comment section. So, so let's begin. Okay, the hereditary material present in the bacterium Escherichia coli is. It has come in the single stranded DNA. So the correct answer is for this question is option C. The double stranded DNA is the correct answer for this question. So, so explanation for this, it's hereditary material. So the option deoxyribose sugar is just a component of DNA, not the hereditary materials. So the correct answer for this option is option C, the double stranded DNA. So again, I'm reading the question for this answer. The hereditary the answer for this question is here. So let's go to the next question. So next question is here. So in this question, the second question, it has come in the NEET 2015. So the pick up the wrong statement. So for option four statement are given. So you have to choose the wrong statement for this question. So first option A. Option A, protista have photosynthetic and heterotrophic modes of nutrition. Option B, some fungi are edible. Option C, nuclear membrane is present in Monera. And option D, cell wall is absent in Animalia. So for this question, the correct answer is option C, the nuclear membrane is present in Monera. So in Monera, Kingdom Monera, the Archaebacteria and Eubacteria are involved in belongs. So Monera are bacteria and Eubacteria and Archaebacteria. So bacteria and Archaebacteria don't have a nuclear membrane. That's why the option C is correct. So explanation for this question is the Kingdom Monera includes mainly bacteria, cyanobacteria and mycoplasma as well as the Archaebacteria. They lack a true nucleus and nuclear membrane. That's why their DNA is located in a nucleoid region. So the wrong statement is here. The nuclear membrane is present in Monera. So why other options are correct? So some fungi are edible. So some fungi are edible. Some such as example mushrooms. This statement. The some fungi are edible. It's correct. So cell wall is absent in animal. Of course, thus in animal cells, the cell wall is always absent. And protista have photosynthetic and heterotrophic modes of nutrition. So this option is also correct statement. So protista likes euglena or autotrophic, and they make their food by photosynthetics by using water and sunlight, and some protista also are heterotrophic. That's why this option A, protista have photosynthetic and heterotrophic modes of nutrition, is also correct. So the only wrong statement is nuclear membrane is present in Monera. So this is the explanation for this question. Let's move to the next question, and next question number third question. The 5-kingdom system of classification suggested by R.H. Whitaker is not based on. So 4 options are given, and you have to choose the correct answer for this question. So now read the question, and I will give you correct. I will tell you the correct answer as well as the good explanation for this question. So let's begin with the correct option. So in Whitaker 5-kingdom system, classifications mainly based on. So the correct option. So 5-kingdom system of classification suggested by R.H. Whitaker is not based on. So option A, presence or absence of a shell, a well-defined nucleus, the mode of reproduction, mode of nutrition, and complexity of body organization. So Whitaker's 5-kingdom classification was based on mainly mode of nutrition, so autotrophic, heterotrophic, and saprotrophic, complexity of body organization, it is unicellular or multicellular, or it's also based on mode of reproduction. So the correct answer is option A, the presence or absence of well-defined nucleus. So the Whitaker classification is not based on the presence or absence of well-defined nucleus. So it does not, in this Whitaker's 5-kingdom classification, it does not use presence or absence of well-defined nucleus as a criterion. So distinction came from earlier 2 and 3-kingdom systems, not Whitaker's. That's why the statement presence or absence of a well-defined nucleus is not correct. So here in this question, the question asks you to find out the 5-kingdom system of classification suggested by Whitaker is not based on the presence or absence of a well-defined nucleus. That's why the correct answer for this question, option A. So let's move to the next question. So the next question is, in the 5-kingdom system of classification, which single kingdom out of the following can include blue-green algae, nitrogen-fixing bacteria, and methanogenic archaebacteria? So read now. You read the question very carefully and try to answer this question and write the answer in the comment section. I'll definitely 30 seconds later I'll tell the correct answer for this question. Okay, let's once. So for this answer, the correct for this question, correct answer is definitely answer is option D. The blue-green algae cyanobacteria are photosynthetic prokaryotes. Nitrogen-fixing bacteria, Rhizobium azotobacter are also prokaryotic, and methanogenic archaebacteria are a primitive prokaryotic. So all of these organisms like blue-green algae or cyanobacterium, nitrogen-fixing bacterium, and methanogenic archaeobacterium all belongs to the kingdom Monera. So the correct answer is Monera, option D. So let's go to the next question. So I just inform you that if you want to get this PDF for this question and answers of 38 years previous years of question NEET and CBSE boards, and it is also useful for CUET, Central University Entrance Exams for UG undergraduates. You can contact me in the comment section, or you put the email in the comment section. I will definitely give you this PDF through email. So let's move to the next question. So next question. Which one of is the wrong pairing of for the disease? For the disease is so 4 options are given. You have to choose the correct answer for this question. So let's read the option and try to answer this question and write the answer in the comment section. It will be very helpful for your preparation for the exam. So the 4 options. For option A, black rust of wheat. So here in this question you have to choose the wrong pairing for disease and its causative organisms. So the option A, black rust of wheat, it is caused by Puccinia graminis. Option B, loose smart of wheat, Ustilago nada, or root knot of vegetables, Meloidogyne species, and late blight of potato, Alternaria solani. So you have to find out the incorrect or wrong pairing. So if so, black rust of white, this disease, black rust of wheat, it is caused by Puccinia graminis. So you can easily remember this black rust of wheat. Wheat is graminis is related to, so this option is correct. So correctly matched. The black rust of wheat is indeed caused by the fungal disease fungus Puccinia graminis. So the loose, again option B, loose smart of wheat, Ustilago nada. So This option is not correct. Loose smut of wheat is caused by Ustilago triticea, not Ustilago nuda. So nuda causes loose smut of barley, so not wheat. So in this sense, this option is not correct. As well as the option C, root knot of vegetables is caused by Meloidoigani species. It also correct. Root knot disease is caused by nematodes of the genus Meloidoigani. So this option is also correct. And late blight of tomato is not caused by Alternaria solani. So very careful. Late blight disease is caused by Phytophthora infestans, while Alternaria solani causes early blight, not late blight. So this is also incorrect pairing. So in this section, two option is if you see carefully, the option B and option D both are incorrect. So the question, if so, which one? In this question you have to find out only one wrong pairing. So but according to the answer explanations, I can tell you that the option B and option D are wrong pairings. So if the loose smut of the wheat is caused by the same genus, so here the nada is, so loose smut of the wheat is caused by Ustilago triticea, so not Ustilago nuda. So that's why in this sense option B is not incorrect. So you can say that it is correct. So that's why the D option is correct for this question. Let's move to the next question. However, in standard NCERT or NEET context, the most commonly highlighted wrong pair is option D, because it directly contrasts late versus early blight. So the correct answer here, you will pick up the late blight of potato, Alternaria solani. So late blight of potato is caused by Oomycete, water mold, and Phytophthora infestans. Alternaria solani cause early blight of potato and tomato. Therefore, the pair given in option D definitely wrong. So these are the overall explanation for this question. Let's move to the next question. So you can write down this answer and you can write down this question, these and explanations, and it will be very helpful for you. So let's go to the next question, or you can take a screenshot for this question. Let's move to the next question. So question number 6. So I'm telling, I can give you one information for this YouTube channel. This YouTube channel is definitely dedicated for NEET, CBSE 11, 12 class 11, 12 class EU and Central University entrance exams. For all type of MCQs you can get in this channel. So subscribe it, and if you want or need this PDF, you can definitely contact me in comment section and or put your email, and I will send you this PDF directly to your email address. So let's begin resume the discussion of the MCQ question. So question number 6. The one scientist cultured cladophora in a suspension of azotobacter and illuminated the culture by splitting light through a prism. He observed that the bacteria accumulated mainly in the region of. So 4 options are given and you have to find out the correct answer. So this question came in the NEET 2019. So Read the question carefully and try to answer in the comment section. I'll waiting for 30 seconds and I'll give you the answer for this question as well as proper explanation. So the correct answer for this question is option A, blue and red lights. So this experiment is done by it is a classic experiment. It is done by Engelmann experiments. It was done in 1982, and the cladophora is a filamentous alga containing chlorophyll. So azotobacter is a bacterium that moves toward regions of higher oxygen concentration. When a spectrum of light passes through the prism and falls on the algal filaments, photosynthesis occurs most vigorously where chlorophyll absorbs light best. So chlorophyll shows maximum absorption and hence the maximum photosynthesis in the blue and red light regions. More oxygen is produced there and attracting the aerobic bacteria. That's why the answer is option A, blue and red light area is the correct answer. Option A is the correct answer for this question. So you can take the screenshot for this question, and it is a very good question, and it have come in the NEET exam in 2019. Let's move to the next question for this. So this is the question. You have to match column 1 with column 2. So halophiles. So halophiles are archaebacteria, thermoacidophiles also archaebacteria, methanogens also archaebacteria, and cyanobacteria is a blue-green algae, or it is a eubacteria or true bacteria. So, and you have to match the correct habitat of this Monera. So halophiles meaning it's salty area. So the option A, halophiles lives in the salt area, and thermoacidophiles, it is a hot spring. So thermo mean heat, acidophile acidic. These organisms live in hot acidic environment like hot spring. And methanogens, it live in the guts of ruminants. They produce methane gas and are found in a digestive tract of ruminants. Which are called ruminants? Ruminants are mainly cows, buffaloes. And cyanobacteria lives in a aquatic environment. So for this, and cyanobacteria also known as blue-green algae found in aquatic habitats, important for photosynthesis. So the correct option for this question is option B. B will be the correct answer for this. So I have given you solution or explanation for this properly. So you can take a screenshot for this question. Let's move to the next question. It is question here. The next question: which among the following is not a prokaryotic? So 4 options are given. You have to choose the correct answer. So it is in this question, the question asks you which is not prokaryote. So Saccharomyces is a eukaryotes. It is unicellular eukaryote, so that it is a protista. And Mycobacterium, it is a bacteria. It's also prokaryotes. Oscillatoria, it's a also bacteria. Oscillatoria mainly it's a cyanobacteria, and it's a prokaryotic. And nostoc, it's a cyanobacteria. So Mycobacterium, Oscillatoria, and nostoc, these 3 are prokaryotic or bacterium. So the only option are left is Saccharomyces. So Saccharomyces, it is a yeast and it is a fungus. So fungi are eukaryotics, not prokaryotic. So that's why the correct answer for this answer is Saccharomyces. So it's not Saccharomyces is not a prokaryote. So the correct explanation is here given. So next question. Let's move to the next question. So let's move to the next one. Which of the following are found in extreme saline conditions? So for option as given, you have to choose the correct answer for this question. So option A, Eubacteria, option B, Cyanobacteria, option C, Mycobacteria, and option D, Archaebacteria. So the correct answer for this question, and it has come in the NEET exam 2017. So the correct answer is option D. The correct answer for this question is option D, because the eubacteria are a true bacteria and found in a normal habitat or conditions, normal environments. But cyanobacteria, it's also blue-green algae photosynthetic. Blue-green algae not means it eukaryotic, it's a prokaryotic, and it can do photosynthesis and found in aquatic environment. That's why this option is not correct. And mycobacteria cause disease like tuberculosis, not salt loving. So archaebacteria is a special group of halophiles that live in very extreme salty conditions like Dead Sea, salt lakes. That's why in this question you have to find out the organism or monera which lives in extreme saline condition. So the archaebacteria which live in the extreme saline condition is also called a halophiles, and the archaebacteria is the correct answer for this correct answer. Let's move to the next question. So next question, which of the following components provide sticky character to the bacterial cells? So four options are given: nuclear membrane, plasma membrane, glycocalyx, and cell wall. So the correct answer for this here, glycocalyx, because the nuclear membrane is not present in prokaryotes. Bacteria or prokaryotes lacks the true nucleus. That's why there is no question having nuclear membrane in prokaryotic cells. That's why this option is not correct. So plasma membrane controls transport of materials, not responsible for stickiness, and cell wall provides shape, protection, not stickiness. The glycocalyx is the outer gelatinous layer and or a slime layer made up of polysaccharides responsible for adhesions and sticky character of bacteria. That's why the option C, the glycocalyx, provides the sticky characters to the bacterial cells. So the correct answer, option C, is the correct answer, glycocalyx. So let's move to the next question. The question here, which among the following are smallest living cells known as without a definite cell wall? So the smallest living cells known without a definite cell wall, pathogenic to plants as well as animals, and can survive without oxygen. So four options: Pseudomonas, Mycoplasma, Nostoc, and Bacillus. So you have to find out the correct answer. So the correct answer for this question is mycoplasmas are the genus of bacteria that perfectly match all the criteria in the question. So it is a small living cells. They are smallest known free living cells, typically ranging 0.2 to 0.3 micrometers in size, which is smaller than other bacteria and allow them to pass through filter that block typical bacterial cells. And it has no definite cell wall. That's why unlike most bacteria, mycoplasmas lack a rigid cell wall, making them pleomorphic. Pleomorphic means it's able to change the shape and resistance to antibiotics like penicillin and the main function of the penicillin is to target the cell walls. That's why it's not susceptible to the antibiotics like penicillin. So, and it's also have another very important characteristics. These mycoplasma can causes disease in animal as well as plants. Like in animals, the mycoplasma pneumoniae causes pneumonia in humans and other species like cattle and poultry. And in plants, mycoplasma-like organisms, often classified under molecules, the class that includes mycoplasma, are responsible for diseases such as witch's broom in plants, yellow disease in crops like coconut and sugarcanes. And they can also survive without oxygen. Many mycoplasma are facultative and aerobic, meaning they can grow in the presence or absence of oxygen, deriving energy through fermentation when oxygen is not present. And in contrast, the other option like Pseudomonas are gram-negative. Pseudomonas are gram-negative bacteria with a cell wall not smallest, generally aerobic and pathogenic mainly to plants and opportunistically to animal, but they don't lack a cell wall. Nostoc is a genus of cyanobacteria which have a cell wall, not particularly small. It is a photosynthetic and it uses light and oxygen to produce their food and not typically pathogens. It's not typically pathogens to animal or plants. And the bacillus, these are rod-shaped bacteria with a thick cell wall, not the smallest, mostly aerobic, though some like Bacillus anthracis are facultative and some species are pathogenic, but they have a definite cell wall. That's why the correct answer is mycoplasma. Mycoplasma don't have definite cell wall. They don't need oxygen to survive. They are pathogenic to plants as well as animals. And they are the smallest living cells. So the mycoplasma is the correct answer for this question. Let's move to the next question. Here, the next question: which of the following structure is not found in prokaryotic cells? So 4 options are given. So you have to find out the correct answer. So ribosome, option A. Which of the following structure is not found in a prokaryotic cell? So ribosome, mesosome, plasma membrane, and nuclear envelope. So ribosome is present both in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Mesosome is present in only prokaryotes, and plasma membrane is both present in prokaryote and eukaryotic. And nuclear envelope is the correct answer for this question, because nuclear envelope not present in eukaryotic, because eukaryotic cells don't have any nucleus, but instead they have nucleate region where the nucleus circular double-stranded nucleus resides in this area, which is called nucleate. That's why the nuclear envelope is not present in the prokaryotic cell. That's why the nuclear envelope is the correct answer. So prokaryotic cells, bacteria and archaea are simpler in structure compared to eukaryotic cells and lack membrane-bound nucleus or other membrane-bound organelles. Let's evaluate each options. Ribosome present in prokaryotics. They are the site of protein synthesis, though prokaryotic ribosomes are 70s, are smaller than eukaryotic ones, so 80s. And mesosome present in prokaryotic cells. They are invagination of plasma membrane involved in process of like cell division, respiration and DNA replication. And plasma membrane present in prokaryotes, it serves as a boundary of cell and regulate transport of substance. And plasma membrane present in both prokaryotes and eukaryotes. And nuclear envelope, as I have said earlier, that not present in prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotes have a new next question here. So the structure that helps some bacteria to attach to rock or host tissue are, so just appendage on the surface of many bacterial cells that enable adhesion to various surfaces. They specifically facilitate attachment to inanimate objects like rocks in biofilms in aquatic environments and to the host tissue, like during infection as seen in the Escherichia coli, causing urinary tract infection by adhering to epithelial. These are invagination of plasma membrane in prokaryotes involving respiration, cell division and DNA replication, not in attachment. Okay. And holdfast is a structure found in algae, and it used for anchoring to substrate, not in typical bacteria. Rhizoids, these are root-like structure in fungi or bryophytes for absorption and anchorage. So it is not related to the bacterial attachment. So FIMT is the structure which help the bacteria to attach the rocks or host tissue. So let's move to the next question. So next question, structure that help some bacteria. So okay, the bacteria differ from eubacteria. So archaebacteria differ from, so 4 options are given. You have to choose the correct answer. So archaebacteria, option A, cell membrane, mode of nutrition, cell shape and mode of reproduction. So the correct answer for this question is cell membrane. So archaebacteria and eubacteria, archaebacteria is a primitive type of archaea and eubacteria, true bacteria, differ fundamentally in cell membrane composition. The membrane of archaebacteria have a branch isoprenoid lipids linked by ether bonds, providing stability in extreme environment like very hot environments, extremely hot, and while the eubacteria or true bacteria membranes use straight chain fatty acids linked by ester bonds. This is a defining biochemical distinctions between prokaryotic and archaea and eubacteria. So archaea and bacteria, the main difference between the plasma membrane, the archaebacteria have ether bond and the eubacteria have ester bond. Very important question. In another type of question, it can also ask you that what type of bond found in the plasma membrane of archaebacteria or prokaryotes. So very important information is given in this explanation. So note down this explanation and let's move to the next question for. So more, and I can also, before moving to the next question, I also explain the other option, the mode of nutrition. Both can be autotrophic and heterotrophic. So archaebacteria and eubacteria both can be autotrophic or heterotrophic. So it's not the difference between archaea and eubacteria. And cell shapes, so both exhibit similar shapes like cocci, bacilli. And mode of reproduction, so primarily binary fission is occur for their reproduction in both cases through little variation exists. So the only difference between archaebacteria and eubacteria is their remain in their plasma membrane, and archaebacteria have branch isoprenoid lipid which is laying in this lipid. They have ether bonds, and in eubacteria they have straight chain fatty acids linked by the ester bond. So very important information you have to remember for this question. Let's move to the next question. So the next question is, the motile bacteria are able to move by fimri, option A fimri, flagella, option C cilia, and option D pili. So the answer is flagella. Flagella are a long whip-like appendages powered by rotary motors in the cell membrane that enable bacterial motility. They are a primary. The main function of plasma in bacteria is the locomotion. So other option, as I already said you that explain you that fimri is a short appendages for adhesion, not for movement. And cilia, eukaryotic structure. Cilia is a eukaryotic structure, not prokaryotic structure. That's why it is absent in bacteria. Cilia not present in bacteria. Pili used for conjugations or twitching or sexual reproduction between prokaryotes. It is not used for motility or movement of bacteria. That's why the correct answer for this question is flagella. The main locomotory organ in the bacteria or prokaryotes is the flagella. Let's move to the next question. Next question is, so which of the following are likely to be present in deep sea water? So it has come in the NEET exam 2013. So four options are given: eubacteria, blue-green algae, saprophytic fungi, and archaebacteria. So the four options are given. So the correct answer is archaebacteria. Archaebacteria are present in deep sea water. The deep sea water features extreme condition like high pressures, low temperatures, and it is a very dark area and which favor extremophiles. Like archaebacteria are adapted to such environment through specialized membrane lipids and metabolic pathways. They dominate deep sea microbial communities as evidenced by studies in oceanography and microbiology. And eubacteria, true bacteria, some exist in deep sea but are less dominant than archaea in extreme niche. And blue-green algae require lights for photosynthesis absent in deep sea, because deep sea is a dark area where the sunlight do not reach there. And saprophytic fungi primarily terrestrial or shallow water decomposers, not suited to high pressure and low oxygen deep sea condition. That's why the correct answer for this question is archaebacteria. Let's move to you can take the screenshot for this question and its explanation. Let's move to the next question. So next question. So